And now, to start this evening's festivities, please welcome two bright lights in the world of stage, screen, and music, who are long-standing supporters and friends of the UN Environment Program. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Angelique Kidjo and Alec Baldwin.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to the United Nations Environment Program 2019 Champions of the Earth Award ceremony. I had the honor of hosting this event last year, and now you just can't get rid of me. No. That's because this evening, to celebrate these champions, of the environment matters. It matters to me, to Angelique. And by the way, when we came out here, can we have another round of applause for Angelique Kidjo? Come on! I've seen more applause for collegiate track stars in this Cipriani before. Come on! Yeah! He gets it. He gets it. It matters to me, to Angelique, to all of us here tonight in this beautiful space, to all of us here in my city, all of us on a planet so threatened by climate change and other challenges. But what tonight is about is recognizing and celebrating those who are brave, bold, and courageous enough to take up the fight to tackle our environmental crisis. They take action. They pave the way for all of us to lead more sustainable lives. My thanks to the United Nations Environment Program for inviting me back here again. Thank you to UNEP. Allow me to make a personal reflection if I can. I'm doing this because I really, truly believe, in my heart, I truly believe in the mission of the United Nations. When confronting crises, like we are today on global deforestation and climate change and other issues, cooperation between countries and across sectors is absolutely essential. There is only one United Nations. No other body can do what they do. Let's hear it for the United Nations. Let's hear it for global cooperation. It's always my honor to work in service of the UN, in service of Inger Anderson, and in service of all of you that are taking bold, visionary action. It's such an honor to hear the stories of these champions and young champions and find hope in these solutions to our planetary challenges, from climate change to biodiversity loss to pollution. I'm delighted to be here with Angelique Kidjo. She herself is a Champion of the Earth awardee, as well as UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador. She's a 3-time Grammy Award winner and one of the finest artists in international music today. Angelique, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Alec. I'm truly thrilled to be part of this important evening, capping off a week for the United Nations General Assembly and other concerns about our environment that has seen an historical climate march, a youth summit, a climate action, and everything above that demonstrate a momentum that cannot be denied. A momentum to truly address the pressing needs of our planet and find solutions. The world is waking up. Pressure is building, and action by action, as we will see tonight, the tide is turning. Alec, you bring the New York state of mind to all of us here, and we are all the better for it. We are grateful for this city's energy, diversity, and welcoming ways. And I'm a New Yorker too. Thanks also to the United Nations Environment Program for inviting me here tonight. The United Nations is all about bringing people together, a theme of my life and my music, and I am so grateful to be part of this important evening. Because we only have one Earth, one ecosystem, and without it, there's nothing. Just when we worried things couldn't get worse for the health of the planet, for our health, they do. We are facing a planetary emergency. Our climate, nature, and humanity itself all are at risk. But we never ever give up hope, not me. And that's why we gather together tonight to celebrate these champions of the environment. These magnificent environmental defenders are living proof that amid today's crisis, there are true opportunities for innovative solutions, fresh approaches, and inspirational leadership. They are shining examples of how strong the move towards climate action and sustainable development is already here. And they are a timely reminder that among cynics and doubters, there are always people willing to fight for a better future for all of us, and I'm one of them.
Angelique, when you referenced New York State in mind, I thought, well, that was my cue to start singing with you, our big duet number, but maybe next year we can do that.
Okay, thanks.
We have to rehearse. A little rehearsal would help. If you haven't done so already, take a look at the Act Now, hashtag Act Now, climate change campaign. More than 200,000 have already registered for this global call to citizen action. Indeed, during this past week's Climate Action Summit, 77 countries committed to net zero carbon emissions by 2050. That's 77 countries committed to that. 70 countries announced they will boost their nationally determined contributions by 2020, and well over 100 leaders in the private sector committed to accelerating their move to a green economy. All great news for the planet. Our focus tonight is to celebrate some of the very best efforts to rescue the world. We celebrate our champions of the earth. Here to tell us more about them is the executive director of the United Nations Environment Program, who I first met at the Paris Climate Conference. Please welcome Inger Andersen.
Thank you, Alec, and thank you, Angelique. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I'm truly honored to welcome you here tonight to celebrate the United Nations Environment Program Champions of the Earth 2019. Tonight, we will honor the women and men who are showing us every day that the race against climate change is a race we can win. Now, this has been a critical week for global cooperation on climate change and sustainable development. Now is the time to act. What we need is willpower, determination, and vision. It's therefore very fitting that tonight we gather to celebrate those very qualities. On many occasions, I have sat where you sit now, and each time I've been inspired by the power of individuals to fundamentally reshape their world. I've been struck by the grit and determination of individuals who refuse to back down in the face of daunting challenges, but instead seek and find solutions. This year's Champions of the Earth and this year's Young Champions of the Earth have stepped up to provide concrete solutions to the climate crisis, the defining issue of our time. Tonight we celebrate them, from entrepreneurs putting sustainability at the heart of their business strategy to online pioneers using technology to protect our fragile ecosystems. We've all seen the effects of the climate emergency. Global emissions are reaching record levels and show no sign of peaking. Devastating storms and other extreme weather events are becoming more frequent. We at the United Nations Environment Program are proud to be the providers of science that can tell the world what the state of our planet is. We're proud to host the IPCC together with the WMO and IPBES to host the biodiversity assessment. We have seen fires demolish forests across the world. We are swimming in dirty seas and we are breathing polluted airs. The science is clear. The urgency is undeniable. But equally undeniable is the fact that we have the solutions. We have the knowledge. We have the technology. We have the tools. As we embark on this journey of discovery tonight, we are deeply grateful to our two sponsors, Weibo and Covestro. Now, our 2019 champions and our 2019 young champions dare to dream bigger, they try harder, and they go further. Their actions speak louder than words. I know that you will all leave here with your hearts full of commitment, of hope, heads full of ideas, and a deep determination that we will win the race against climate change. I thank you all, and have a lovely evening.
Inga, thank you for your leadership and inspiration. Another critical part of this evening is the partnership of two global companies who share our commitment to beat the climate crisis. Weibo, China's microblogging and social media giant, has demonstrated through its considerable reach that it is possible to change attitudes, raise awareness about environmental challenges we face, and drive change. Weibo's strong commitment to environmental protection makes them a great supporter and to celebration of this event. Please help me welcome Mr. Charles Shaw, Chairman of Weibo and CEO of parent company Sina Corporation. Charles.
Thanks, Angelique, for that kind introduction. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my great pleasure and honor to be back here attending this great event by United Nations Environment Programs again on behalf of Weibo, and to show our support to celebrate the champion of the earth for their achievement and dedications for protecting our planet. For those who may not be very familiar with our company, Weibo is a leading social media platform in China with more than 400 million monthly active users on a global basis. We have been a partner for this great event 2 years in a row, and last year, our coverage and our live broadcasting for this live event has received tremendous interest and attention among our user base, with more than 280 million viewership under our topic called Champion of the Earth. And more importantly, we had about, I think, approximately 66 million viewership or video plays for our video clips for the live event. And I'm very glad to see Mr. Baldwin today, because he was among the most popular and most recognized figures among all these figures that was in the ceremony last year. And so most of users recognize him as the director of IMF from Mission Impossible. And that actually tells you the power of celebrities in promoting, in advocating some of these public welfare programs. And indeed, as I explained and introduced in my speech last year, we have actually formed a Star Alliance for public welfare on Weibo with thousands of celebrities in entertainment, in business, in sports, to promote and to raise awareness, for all these kind of public welfare programs in China. And these programs include programs regarding environment protection, education and poverty, so on and so forth. And this year, these people collectively have posted, I believe, over 64,000 messages relating to these topics on Weibo and received over 100 billion viewership on the platform. Of course, Weibo is not just about celebrities. And I think it is a platform for action, and it's a platform for engagement. So as the leading social media company in China, Weibo has increasingly become a very important platform for individuals, for businesses, for actually charitable organizations to launch, to support, or to participate in different kinds of public welfare programs in China. And just in the last 3 weeks, we just finished our annual festival, 3 weeks festival called 人人公益, which means in Chinese means everyone's public welfare, basically. And that just ended last weekend, and during that 3 weeks period of time, there were tens of millions of people actually participate in the hundreds of the programs. I believe there's over 5 million donations, cash donations, through our online payment, actually, with our partnership with Alipay. And so that actually is a tremendous platform, and we are very proud of it. And actually, a month ago, we just celebrated the 10th year's anniversary for Weibo. And thank you. And since the launch of Weibo, we have made a commitment to make a better world with the power of social media, and we are extremely proud and we're extremely privileged to be a partner with the champion of the earth. I think since the ceremony of last year, this world has become increasingly divided on many fronts. But despite all these differences we might have, we're still facing a lot of common challenges. And I think it is these common challenges that will bring us together and unite us. And environmental protection definitely will be one of these topics, one of these challenges that requires the attention and action from each one of us and from each country. And Weibo is very proud, and we're very glad to be part of this common project, and we'll be doing our best support to these projects in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Charles, for referencing Mission Impossible, which is out on Blu-ray right now. Charles, thank you for your wisdom and your generous support. This event is being live streamed in China and elsewhere, so a warm welcome to our global audience. Now it's time to meet our our young champions of the earth, young people from around the world who dare to take action, find viable solutions, and get noticed and demand change. Here to lead this special segment of the evening is my co-host from last year's awards gala. She's one of India's finest actors and filmmakers, and a powerful advocate on environmental issues, inspiring millions of young people through her work. Both elegant and fierce in her advocacy, she is also a Sustainable Development Goals advocate and UN Environment Program and Goodwill Ambassador. Please welcome the glorious Dia Mirza.
Thank you, Alec. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is such a pleasure to be here. You, Alec and I, both really just can't stay away from this truly important and beautiful evening. This is actually my third Champions ceremony, and it continues to be such an honor for me to help showcase these global heroes. Tonight, we introduce this year's Young Champions. This is actually my favorite part of the evening. World citizens who have truly stepped up to the challenge to act on our planet's crisis. These young people and their generation did not create the environmental emergency that we face today. They inherited it. But they are worthy custodians of the future, and I'm excited to share their stories with you tonight. Let's take a look at the screens to get a preview of the change they bring.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff. It's been said, nothing's more powerful than an idea whose time has come. But one thing is more powerful: the people who make that idea a reality. The ones brave enough to leave behind old formulas. Who dare to invent the future. Nonconformists, disruptors, innovators. Making new tools and forging new careers. They come from every corner of the globe. Different in every way but one. They are young, and they know tomorrow belongs to those who see beyond today. In the breakdown, they see a chance for breakthrough. For people, for planet, and maybe even profit.
Every time I feel despondent and unhappy, I look to these young champs. They are so inspiring and motivating, and I have to tell you something. This year is truly special. We have 7 young champs. 6 of them are incredible young women from across the globe. And the one gentleman who is a part of these amazing ladies is truly special as well. Inga Anderson will now join me to welcome our 7 young champions of 2019. Carefully selected from every region of the globe, each young champion will receive seed funding, intensive training, and tailored mentorship to bring their big environmental ideas to life. Our first young champion winner is from the Africa region. Yes. She is an ethno-conservationist who has traveled to one of the last wild places on Earth to protect and preserve what she found there. She's quite unbelievable. Let's find out more.
Building trust was the most important bridge that helped me do what I do today. My first contact with the Luchazi people in the Eastern Angolan highlands was actually quite funny. We saw a few people running away from us because they thought we were ghosts, because they hadn't seen people so light as we were. It is so remote and their history is so unique that working with them would require a very different approach to conservation. The more I got to interact with the communities, the more I got to understand how deeply connected to their environment they are. Without empowering them to understand their importance, it was not possible to reach any sort of conservation results. My vision for the Luchazi people is that they'll have a voice and they won't be afraid to use them. We are part of the planet, so all plans need to consider the whole environment as one.
Please welcome Ajani Costa of Angola.
Muito boa noite a todos. The Angolan highlands hold the upper catchments of not just the Okavango Basin, but the upper Zambezi region. It is thus crucial not just to the water safety of over 2 million people, but also to maintain healthy populations of iconic wildlife species. Only by truly empowering the local communities and providing them with the tools to once again become the true guardians of their own land can we ever help protect this incredible wilderness. So why don't we all contribute to help save one of the last wild places on Earth? A todos os angolanos, esta é para nós.
Okay, I can see from your smiles you know why this is so special to me, right? Our first of 2 winners from the vast Asia and the Pacific region, my region, yay. Our first of 2 winners is a reality TV chef, an entrepreneur in the Philippines who has figured out a way to help impoverished farmers revive their lands and livelihoods, while bringing real results in agroforestry to her community. Take a look.
My biggest passion in life would be to help my community. I really wanted to impact the lives of the farmers in my community. After Typhoon knocked 10, it felt really hopeless looking at it, but it was also an opportunity to start fresh. The cacao trees were the only ones that weren't tumbled over. Cacao is a really profitable crop because there's a huge demand for it. And in fact, the supply is slowly dropping because of climate change and peace and security issues. I took them to a training program and showed them the process of doing it. I was giving away the cacao seedlings, and then it started to grow and people got interested in it. Sometimes you'll see them posting it on social media that, oh, this is the stage of growth already, these are the flowers coming out. It's an impact on the community. It's flowering into something. Dare to feed the future. Dare to purchase sustainable produce, and dare to make your own sustainable produce.
The one who demands that we dare, Luis Mabulo from the Philippines.
In a time where farmers and communities are vulnerable to the onset of climate change, I realized that there was an urgency to build disaster-resilient and environment-friendly livelihoods for these people who supply most of our food. What if we could use and harness the power of forests and landscapes to rethink the way that we produce our food? The Cacao Project is on a mission to create sustainable, environment-friendly livelihoods for these people and to position our farmers for sustainable success. My name is Luis Mabulo, and I say, dare to feed the future.
The next winner from the Asia and the Pacific region is a software engineer who's not only tackling the worst air quality in South Asia, but also making travel safe for women. Turn your attention to the screens to see some amazing green mobility.
I like to get things done, and to get things done, you need drive. For that reason, my core value is drive. In Nepal, females are restricted from a lot of different opportunities. My vision is to see more women empowered to run their own electric vehicles. And this is where GEM, Green Energy Mobility, comes in to do something good for public transportation. We are starting with getting the affordable finances for women drivers by giving credit rating options for everyone. With this platform, it's all digital, so they know how much they are earning now. And for the environment, the air quality is better with no carbon emission. When I see the future, I envision people breathing cleaner air. And because of that, people will be healthier and happier.
Our third young champ, Sonika Manandhar of Nepal.
Jozolapa, 1975, that's when Nepal became the pioneer of electric public transportation. And another wave of electric public transportation began in 1990, and that was all driven by women. And the same country now suffers from air pollution that is 3 times higher than the safe level. We really need more electric vehicles on the road and more women driving it. We imagine a world where climate change and air pollution is no longer an issue. So we really dare you to drive to the future and drive to go fossil fuel free. Thank you.
Isn't this amazing? Yes. Not only is our winner from the West Asia region onto something big in the fashion industry, he's also found a way to upcycle second-hand clothing in a way that's unique. Let's take a look.
I think the most important attribute is kindness. Without kindness, we have nothing. There's a lot of people who have clothes and they are willing to donate it, and a lot of people who need clothes and yet they can't get access to it. This was like a eureka moment, and this was the premise of Fabricate. We collect second-hand clothes from NGOs, from our clothing collection bins. We take the clothes, we sort it, and we sell the vast majority of it to underprivileged communities. The average price of an item is less than $1. More than 60% of our workforce come from extremely underprivileged backgrounds, with big majority of them being refugees. We wanted to do something that makes people's lives better, not only from a social perspective, but also from an environmental perspective. Dare to wear the future. Dare to wear sustainable fashion.
Remember, this is the only gentleman in our midst on stage today, so that makes him even more special. Please put your hands together for Omar Atani of Lebanon.
This is cool. Please listen to what I'm about to say. Fashion is the second most polluting industry in the world. And it's one of those industries where we don't need to wait to big governments and corporates to solve the problem. It's a thing that we can solve by ourselves. If we consume sustainable clothing, if we consume less clothes, if we consume clothes for a longer period of time, and we make sure that the clothes we consume is either recycled or reused, we will solve this problem. At Fabricate, we are laying the foundation to make this possible. Thank you for the recognition. Thank you for the award.
Here's a winning submission from Europe that combines gaming with reality, bringing virtual forests to life. It's already flourishing online and on the ground. Let's meet its young Russian creator.
By planting a tree, I wish to move from destruction to creation. Every 6 seconds, the planet loses 22,000 square meters of forest. At first, I thought it is enough to plant trees and the issue will solve itself. But more important is the environmental education of people. I realized that a mobile game will allow us to engage many people around the world in solving the forest problem. Plant the Forest will inform people that forests are vanishing rapidly. Players grow virtual forests and actual forest planted by the hands of our volunteers will rise. Dare to green the future. Dare to bring the forest to life.
Please welcome Mariana Munteanu from Russia.
I'm really passionate about trees and forests, and I want everyone to feel the same way. Virtual reality is a good tool to bring people much closer to forests. Please join me in restoring the forests. If we want to save nature, we need to unite our efforts as soon as possible. Thank you.
The next innovator from Latin America and the Caribbean region found a way to turn rainwater into drinking water, meeting a critical need for rural communities in Brazil. Let's take a look at this brilliant solution that could have an impact, a huge impact around the world.
I always need to find purpose in the things that I do so I can see how to make the world better. Not everyone has access to safe drinking water. In the Brazilian semi-arid area, it's one of the highest causes of children death.
Hi, good morning. So now we are here in the beneficiary house and we are going to change Aqualuz.
I invent Aqualuz, a technology that disinfects water using just the sun.
Tudo bem?
Tudo bem.
Our vision for Aqualuz is we want to make sure that everyone has access to clean water. Aqualuz could really save lives.
This is our final champ. No, we have one more. Yes. Here is Ana Luisa Becerra of Brazil.
Thank you, everyone. We all know that people are dying because of unsafe water consumption. That's why I dare you to join me and fight against it. We already have the tool. Aqualuz is one of it. That's why I dare you to make the access of safe drinking water for all. Thank you.
Okay, this is the final one. From the North American region, let's celebrate the creator of Goodlands, an organization bringing restoration and large-scale environmental guidance to the world's largest landowners, starting with the Catholic Church.
What drives most of our work is environmental stewardship and understanding that land use has a moral dimension.
I graduated from high school, saved up some money, and decided to travel the world a little bit. And that was the first time I had really seen land as a tremendous vehicle for transforming lives and ending poverty. During that time, I was hanging out with these really cool nuns.
Then I realized that the Catholic Church was very likely one of, if not the largest, networks of land. When people hear that I'm a cartographer, they often think of a man on a ship. The reality is, if you've ever used GPS, you have used a map.
I knew that this idea I had about church property and managing it for good needed to happen at scale. Dare to map the future, dare to use land for environmental good.
Here is the United States of America's Molly Burhans.
The way that we use and manage our land impacts you, me, our communities, and ecosystems. Faith-based organizations own more land than anyone second to governments, about 8% of the habitable land on Earth. Goodlands is providing the information, insights, and tools to these communities to understand what they own and use that land for environmental impact, social impact, and financial management. Thank you for having me tonight. I'm Molly Burhans. Let's make land work for good.
It's time for our photo opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the most spectacular 2019 United Nations Environment Program Young Champions.
Congratulations again to our young champions, and special thanks to Dia Mirza, everybody, please. Thank you, Dia. I was reminded by our winner, Molly Burhans, that United Nations Environmental Program and partners just launched the Faiths for Forests campaign, a global call to action to all faith-based organizations and places of worship around the world to end tropical deforestation. It is encouraging to see movements like this that can add new and needed momentum. The Young Champions Initiative would not be possible without the generous contribution of Covestro, a global company whose materials, Covestro, a global company whose materials and application solutions are found in nearly every area of modern life. Their innovation pushes the boundaries of science for environmental good, including making the first solar flight around the world possible. We thank them for their support of this next generation of innovators. Please join me in welcoming the head of global sustainability for Covestro, Dr. Christian Hessler.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues. It's also for me a great pleasure to be here again in that fantastic event to honor the young champions of the Earth. A big thank you goes first of all to Inga Andersen and the UNEP team for running this fantastic event and being our partner here for Covestro for the Young Champions of the Earth program. The thanks should also go not only to the winners today, who were the most excellent young champions, but to all the more than 2,000 applicants for the Young Champions of the Earth program, which clearly shows the dynamics and the spirit and the interest of the young people to contribute to a more environmental friendly planet. For us in Covestro, the Young Champions program has gained in importance incredibly over the last years. It's already the third round this year. And what we try to do is to accompany the young champions on their way to achieve sustainable solutions for the planet. We stay behind them, we support them, we try to develop them, and we try our best to develop them personally and make them successful in their business. At Covestro, we have a strong orientation to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals for many years already. We try to orient our business processes according to the Sustainable Development Goals. It's for us much more than a framework. But as a materials company, let's also be honest, there are challenges outside. There is not only the climate change and the related CO2 emissions, there is also plastics in the environment, right? A widely discussed topic. Now, plastics is in many areas actually helping to save energy, helping to create environmentally friendly solutions, generating renewable energy, but it does not belong into the environment. So the challenge for the materials industry is not only to reduce CO2 and climate hazardous gas emissions, but to reduce the plastics waste in the environment and make this valuable material a raw material again, the so-called circular economy. So there are tremendous challenges outside waiting for us as a company and also in our industry. And it's actually a transformational topic, and it is a huge innovation challenge we are facing now. So now coming back to the young champions, so what would you need to innovate? You need spirit, you need motivation, you need not to give up, you need to digest drawbacks, you need to have a dream, you need to fulfill it, right? So the young champions actually stand for everything what we would also need in our industry to be successful. Yeah. And that is why I congratulate all 7 of them. They are distributed in the room in the meantime again, to the winning the prize this year, to allowing us to be around with them, to getting to know them the last days. And I wish them personally that they keep the spirit, this amazing motivation and willing to drive better solutions for the planet. That is exactly what we all need, also in our industry. So I wish all of you, all of us, a nice evening, and I hope that the dynamics towards environmentally friendly solutions that we feel now in the industry, but also, of course, in politics and the society will continue, and that we will have a much more environmentally friendly and sustainable planet in the years to come. Let's cooperate, not only across industries for us, but also across countries, and looking at the young champions today, across generations. Thank you very much.
Christian, thank you. For me, one of the most inspiring parts of this UN Climate Action Summit was seeing the clarion call from the world's youth for action now. So again, congratulations to our young champions of the earth and to the young climate activists everywhere that are bringing the kind of leadership and vision that is so sorely needed.
Alec, you know the world is waking up. Pressure is building and momentum is growing. And action by action, as we have just witnessed here tonight, the tide is turning. We've seen the clear ambition and the concrete initiatives that these stellar young people have brought to the world stage, and we thank them.
Let's now take a moment to welcome past champions of the earth who join us this evening, beginning, of course, with you, Angelique, a 2011 champion of the earth. Angelique, thank you for all you do for humanitarian and environmental change. Other laureates gracing the room tonight include Paul Pullman. Where are you, Paul? Stand up, Paul. Where is he?
Right there.
Thank you. Right over here. House left. Dr. Mohammed El Ashri. Where are you, doctor? Doctor, where are you? Please stand up. Over here? Where is he? Right here. Ms. Balgis Asman Elasha, where are you? Ms. Asman Elasha, where are you? Are you here? You must be here. The teleprompter says you're here. Where are you?
You might be at the restroom.
Okay. Maybe she's out freshening up. Dr. Olga Sperenskaya, where are you, Dr. Sperenskaya? Olga Sperenskaya, where are you? I feel like I need to say, I accept this award on behalf of Olga Sperenskaya. Joan Carling, where are you, Joan Carling? Right over here. And Patrick Brown, is everybody at the same table? Where's Patrick Brown? No? No?
You accept that award too?
I'm going to accept this award on behalf of Patrick Brown. Angelique.
Well, we hope we included everyone. Apologies if you were remiss. Now we're going to pause for dinner. You haven't eaten since then? I'm sorry for you. Please enjoy the music of the Soundhouse Jazz Band, and when we come back, we'll meet this year's stellar champions of the earth. Enjoy.
Chaseau qui part quelque chose, amour, amour, drum batteur, colère qui porte mon bonheur, amour, toujours, amour t'es là, amour je cherche donc je m'en, amour c'est toi, amour pourquoi tu te caches de moi? Tes bisous, tout mot qui caresse les coups, amour, amour, monte à la barre qui va porter mon bonheur, amour, toujours, amour t'es là, amour je cherche ton chemin, amour c'est toi, amour je sais pas vraiment, amour pourquoi tu te caches de moi? Chaque matin je m'élève très tôt pour aller au boulot. Ce matin, j'ai l'impression que quelqu'un va répondre à ma question. Amour, t'es là, amour, je cherche ton chemin, amour, c'est toi, amour, je sais pas vraiment, amour, t'es fou, amour, je te cherche, t'es où, amour, pourquoi tu te caches de moi? je me lève trop tôt pour aller au boulot. Ce matin, j'ai l'impression quelqu'un va répondre à ma question d'amour, t'es là. Je cherche donc je m'amour, c'est toi. Je sais pas vraiment, amour, t'es où? Je te cherche, t'es où? Amour, pourquoi? Pourquoi tu caches, amour? Pourquoi tu caches, amour? Pourquoi tu caches, amour? Pourquoi tu caches de moi? De moi, de moi. Aïe,
I know your eyes in the morning sun. I feel you touch me in the pouring rain. And the moments that you wander away from me, I wanna feel you in my arms again. And you come to me on a summer's breeze, keep me warm in your love, then softly leave. And it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? Is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to learn, 'cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you anyway. I believe in you. You know the door to my very soul. You're the light in my deepest, darkest hour. You're my savior when I fall. And you may not know that I care for you when deep down inside I really do. And it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? Is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to learn, 'cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you. Is he really over time? Where does it stop? Where do we dare to draw the line? You got my body, now you want my soul. Don't even think about it, say no go. I'll do anything that you want me to, yeah. And I do almost anything that you want me to, yeah. I can't go for that. No can do. I can't go for that. No can do. I can't go for that. No can do. I can't go for that. Can't go for that. Can't go for that. I can go for being twice as nice. I can't go for just repeating the same old lines. You use my body, now you want my soul. Oh, forget it, just to say no go. I'll do anything that you want me to, yeah. And I'll do almost anything that you want me to, yeah. But I can't go for that, no can do. I can't go for that, no can do. I can't go for that, no can do. I can't go for that, can't go for that, can't go for that, can't go for that. Twice as nice. I can't go for even repeating the same old lines. Use my body, now you want my soul. You wanna get it, I say no go. Yeah, I'll do anything that you want me to. Yeah, and I'll do almost anything that you want me to. Go for that, no can do. I can't go for that, no can do. I can't go for that, can't go for that, can't go for that, can't go for that. No can do. I can't go for that, no can do.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back your Masters of Ceremonies. Here are Alec Baldwin and Angelique Kidjo.
Welcome back. Now it's time to meet tonight's laureates, our 2019 champions of the Earth, an extraordinary roster of courageous visionaries leading the way in policy, science, entrepreneurship, and community action. Wow.
They are living proof that amid today's environmental and economic challenges, there are remarkable opportunities for innovative solutions, fresh approaches, and truly inspirational leadership. Please turn your attention to the screens to learn more.
Keep it in the ground. Keep it in the ground.
A mí me gustaría lograr que en el año 2050 yo le pueda responder a mi hijo, que hoy tiene 6 años, en este momento hicimos lo correcto. La acción tiene que ocurrir ya.
We're partners in the environmental crisis. It's going to take all of us, consumers, business, activists, government, everyday citizens.
This is about the whole world. It's about the whole planet. Can everyone participate in collaboration to generate even big impact? Action matters to really make a change for a better future.
Individual choices matter, but collective action matters too. Joining a group that amplifies our voice, calling for change as our children are today.
We will rise to the challenge. We will hold those who are the most responsible for this crisis accountable. We can and we will.
Here now to introduce the Champion of the Earth Award for Policy and Leadership is Ola Everstuen, President of the 5th United Nations Environment Assembly of the UN Environment Programme and Minister of Climate and the Environment of the Kingdom of Norway.
One small but mighty nation stands out in its heroic efforts to change the paradigm of development. It's also a global leader in its fight to stem the climate crisis through sustainable green development and clean energy actions. Tonight's Policy and Leadership Award goes to Costa Rica. The Central American country that is a laudable steward of some of the very best of the Earth's riches: rainforests, beaches, volcanoes, protected jungle and coastlines on both the Caribbean and Pacific. Its efforts to bring real environmental change make Costa Rica a true world warrior. Let's take a closer look.
A mí me gustaría lograr que en el año 2050, aunque parezca muy lejano, yo le pueda responder a mi hijo, que hoy tiene 6 años, en este momento hicimos lo correcto. Yo soy Carlos Alvarado Quesada, presidente de la República de Costa Rica. ¿Cómo es posible que un país de renta media tiene el 99.5% de su energía eléctrica limpia y renovable? Eso lo que demuestra es que sí se puede. Si nosotros logramos revertir la deforestación y crecer económicamente a través del ecoturismo, demuestra que tanto aquí como en otras partes sí se puede mantener los bosques y crecer económicamente. Es una gran responsabilidad de ser consistentes con este legado y seguir adelante. Y no es haciendo lo mismo. Lo que esto significa es, tenemos que hacer más.
And ladies and gentlemen, here to receive the Champion of the Earth Award for Policy and Leadership on behalf of his nation is none other than His Excellency, the President of Costa Rica, Carlos Alvarado Quesada.
Good evening, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the people of Costa Rica, all of them, I want to thank the UN and the UN Environmental Program for this award. This award is consistent with a legacy. It's consistent with what the generation of my grandparents and my parents had created for Costa Rica. Bold decisions in the past that now show and demonstrate to the world that it's possible to have more than 99% of electricity that's clean and renewable to produce and to make mobility, and also that's possible to reverse deforestation and other phenomena in face of climate change. I would also actually like to thank all of the people of Costa Rica, because the strong part of the message is that this award is for the whole country. I would like to thank the generations of my parents and my grandparents. I would like to thank the teachers all around the country that pass their knowledge. I want to thank the indigenous communities that are guardians of much of our forest. I want to thank the guardaparques, the forest rangers that preserve that nature. I want to thank the firefighters that also protect the forest. I want to thank the communities that are involved in protecting biodiversity. I want to thank generations of scientists that have studied our territory, that even though it's less than 0.1% of the planet's land, it has 6% of its biodiversity. I want to thank you. I want to thank former politicians, former ministers, former presidents of the country, because this, regardless of any political party of different views, has been state policy, consistent. The message is strong. When you remain together, working jointly for change, good change happens. But now, looking forward, it's our responsibility, my generation responsibility, my government responsibility to stand up to that reputation and to take this to the next level. 70 years ago, Costa Rica abolished the army in order to give the world a gift of peace. And at the time, many people said, it's impossible. No country will exist without an army, and yet here I am standing as a president of Costa Rica talking to you, the evidence that yes, it is possible. Well, now our country has a commitment, and in past February, we launched our decarbonization plan, a commitment, clear commitment with action to fully decarbonize the Costa Rican economy by 2050, starting now. And I talk strongly about legacy because we are here with these accomplishments because of those who were before us. And it's now our time to work hard, also because of the ones that are coming. This is also for the generation of my son and for the young people, the ones that are raising their voices, because it's also their world. We need to work for it. Whatever we do now is going to determine my son's world. So I'm committed, and we are all committed in Costa Rica on doing everything it takes. And also to provide a concrete demonstration that being friendly with the environment, working with forests, with renewable energy, and generating jobs and growth are not antagonists. On the contrary, it is possible, and the demonstration is here also in Costa Rica. So we want to offer this as, if you will, an experiment to inspire the world to do the right thing, saying it's possible. Again, thank you all, but particularly and especially thank you to everyone back home in Costa Rica. Thank you very much, and good night.
Congratulations to President Quesada and to Costa Rica. Here now to present the 2019 Champion of the Earth Award for Entrepreneurial Vision is Paul Pullman, our 2015 Champion of the Earth, former CEO of Unilever and co-founder and chair of Imagine, Paul Pullman.
Congratulations, Costa Rica. This year's champion for entrepreneurial vision is a familiar name here as well as around the world, not only because of the integrity of their design and commitment to quality and purpose in their clothing and gear, but also for their outstanding commitment to the environment. Patagonia is a dramatically forward-thinking company whose founder has said from the start that its business is to save our home planet. Their mission combines a deep love of nature with a deep passion for grassroots climate action and support of organizations around the world working hard for the environment. They teach us that a love of wild and beautiful places demands participation in the fight to save them. Please turn your attention to the screens to learn more about the 2019 Champion of the Earth laureate, Patagonia.
We have always been a mission-driven company, and last year we changed our mission statement to we're in business to save our home planet, whether that's in the money we give away to grassroots activists, our own supply chain, our own manufacturing, our products, our imprint, and our footprint around the globe. My name is Lisa Pike-Sheehy, and I'm the Vice President of Environmental Activism at Patagonia. In the 1980s, Patagonia took a voluntary tax on itself, our Earth tax, where we take 1% of sales each year and we give it away to grassroots environmental organizations around the world. One of our most significant programs is our environmental internship. Employees can leave work fully paid to go and work for an environmental nonprofit focused on an environmental issue that they care about. We need to match the urgency of the situation with the same energy to create the solutions and move forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating this year's Champion of the Earth Award winner for Entrepreneurial Vision. And here is Patagonia's Chief Executive Officer, Rose Macario.
Thank you for this award. We are humbled for this recognition of our work. We're here in solidarity with the youth activists around the globe. It made us especially proud to be world citizens in 2015 when 181 nations signed the Paris Climate Accord. And when 183 nations signed on to the UN Sustainable Development Goals, people of good faith completed the very difficult work of identifying universal values and common goals to improve the human lot, to leave no one behind while restoring health to the natural world. We are part of the natural world. The years since 2015 in many ways have been a scoundrel time. We've seen severe setbacks to global democracy and social and environmental justice. Much greed on the part of those who have many, and fear on the part of those many who have little or nothing. But we've not lost our new frameworks and our conviction to meet them. We will meet them. Even the largest, most powerful businesses are now renouncing their faith in the dangerous ideology of shareholder primacy. With its emphasis on short-term financial gain at the expense of long-term economic health, as well as social and environmental well-being. Capitalism must evolve if we are going to survive. It's now time, it's high time for civil society and the private and public sectors, but business especially, to evolve capitalism to develop an economy that serves Mother Earth and all of her people. It's time to answer roguery and greed with action. Thank you.
Congratulations to Patagonia. Please welcome our next presenter for the 2019 Champion of the Earth Award for Science and Innovation. Here is Audrey Kitagawa, Chair of the Board of the Parliament of the World Religions.
Good evening, everyone. Without the right words, we cannot bring about the changes we need for the future of our planet. A strong and effective message grounded in science, rooted in reality, is more important than ever. That's why tonight's champion for science and innovation believes communication is critical in transforming attitudes about climate change. Professor Katharine Hayhoe is a prominent atmospheric scientist and climate researcher. Tonight, we salute her leadership in bringing climate impact assessments to audiences around the world, bringing a voice to the urgency of this cause that is unparalleled. Please turn your attention to the screens.
I was planning to be an astrophysicist, but all of that ended when I took a class on climate change because I realized that I had the exact skills that we needed to address this urgent problem. My name is Katharine Hayhoe, and I am a climate scientist and professor at Texas Tech University. We scientists use all kinds of ways to measure how our planet is changing, from satellites, eyes in the skies, to ocean buoys out as farther than the eye can see. When we put all that data together, it paints a compelling picture that tells us, yes, climate is changing. We need climate action at all levels. Individual choices matter, but collective action matters too. Joining a group that amplifies our voice, calling for change as our children are today. What gives me hope is seeing people act. The bottom line is this: to care about a changing climate, all we have to be is a human living on planet Earth.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the winner of the 2019 Champion of Earth Award for Science and Innovation. Here is Professor Katharine Hayhoe.
Climate science is not new science. In the 1850s, scientist John Tyndall, one of the preeminent scientists of his day in the UK, identified CO2 and methane as two of the primary heat-trapping gases in the atmosphere and connected them directly to the mining of coal. At the same time, on the opposite side of the ocean, an amateur scientist named Eunice Foote in upstate New York, using nothing more than a set of glass jars and her brilliant mind, conducted an experiment that led her to conclude that if carbon dioxide levels in our atmosphere were higher, the planet would be warmer. So where does the innovation lie? It lies in this: in recognizing that climate change is no longer only a science issue. It is not only an environmental issue. It is a health issue, a water issue, an economic issue, a security issue. Climate change is an issue of hunger, of poverty, of justice. Climate change is a human issue. And so to care about a changing climate, all we have to truly be is a human living on planet Earth. So the innovation lies in this, in recognizing that we don't have to change who people are, but who we already are. Our unique abilities, our identity, our personality, who we are is the perfect person to care about a changing climate. Every single one of us here and around the world. So I accept this award with tremendous gratitude on behalf of every single scientist who has stuck their head outside the ivory tower and recognized that we are diagnosing the temperature that plagues our Earth. We recognize what is happening to our planet. We acknowledge our responsibility as the physicians of this planet. And we know that it is real, it is us, the impacts are dangerous, and the time to act is now. Thank you.
Woohoo! Congratulations to Catherine Hayhoe. Let's hear it, please. Now let's meet our presenter for the Champion of the Earth Award for Inspiration and Action for 2019. Here is Hindu Ibrahim, a Sustainable Development Goals advocate and co-chair of the International Indigenous Peoples Forum on Climate Change.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Although the environmental challenge we face are daunting, we have the technology and the knowledge to overcome them. The next honored is one such example. Through an online app, Chinese mobile phone users are earning green energy points by recording their sustainable life choice, like taking public transport or paying bills online. When they have earned enough points, an actual tree is planted, and the user is rewarded when a satellite image pops up. Since 2016, around 122 million trees have been planted in some of Chinese driest areas. Yes. And forests, China's largest private sector tree planting initiative and winner of 2019 Inspiration and Action Award is leveraging the power of digital technology and gamification to fundamentally redesign how we integrate with the planet. Let's see how.
This is about the whole world. It's about the whole planet. Can everyone participate in collaboration to generate even big impact? I'm Eric Jin, the chairman and CEO of Ant Financial. We start from very small ideas 3 years ago. So we come up with UniPay and Forest idea, which encourage people day-to-day live a green life using technology, using greener behaviors. So we give you a virtual green credit, and the credit accumulate to a certain amount. They will be growing into a virtual tree. As a result of that, we'll go to plant a real tree to improve the environment. In just 3 years, we already plant over 120 million trees, and that already have saved over 7 million tons carbon emission. I think this award should attribute to every individual user of UniPay and Forest. It is them that make this happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, join me in congratulating Anne Forest, this year's winners of the Champion of the Earth Award for Innovation and Action. Here is Anne Forest founder, Du Su, and one of her users of 500,000, Jen Shung Lian. Welcome them.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great honor to be here to share this special moment with you. I'm Di Xu from Ant Financial Services Group, a technology company committing to make this world a better place. And this is Jun Liangshen, an ordinary user and a big fan of Alipay and Forest. The same will to do social good, leveraging digital technology, connects us and brings us here. I would like to avail myself of this opportunity to express my heartfelt sincerity to UNEP for recognizing Alipay and Forest as a champion of the earth. I also want to say thanks to the environment in China that encourages innovation through days. Thanks to 500 million users that supports us. Mostly thanks to the chairman and CEO of Ant Financial, Eric Jin. Without his strong support at the beginning phase of Alipay and Forest, we cannot achieve this today. His vision that technology can and should be harnessed for social good inspired us to move forward. I still remember 1.5 years ago, we jokingly swear that plant more trees in certain area as large as New York City. Unexpectedly, we are here today. How amazing. This miracle is created by the power of digital technology. Now 500 million users can live low-carbon lifestyle in Alipay and Forest and plant over 122 million trees in the arid areas in China. Another miracle lived, that's our friend Jun Liang, to plant more trees in Alipay and Forest. He works by all means every day, refusing to drive. In return, he lost 120 pounds just in 1 year and became healthier. Go Green should not only be a top-down appeal from UN governments, entrepreneurs, and scientists, but also should engage everyone as a bottom-up approach. Only in this way, we can see an inclusive green world coming. You see, the digital technology empowers us. Now, Alipay and its partners have 1.2 billion users worldwide. We will keep encouraging more people and more partners to join in. We would love to share the experience and the technology with more countries. Eric expected us that in next 3 years, we will engage 1 billion users in Alipay and Forest. Hopefully, we can see the miracle happens again. Thank you.
This year, we are delighted to have not one, but 2 winners of the Inspiration in Action Award. Here to introduce our final honoree of the evening is Professor Muhammad Yunus, winner of the Nobel Peace Prize, pioneering social entrepreneur, and found the Grameen Bank.
Guess what? This is the last recognition of the evening, and I guess you'll agree this is a very exciting recognition of the evening. As we welcome to our final recognition of the evening, we need to remember how far away we are from the sustainable planet. Young people continue to rightly hold us to account. Let us turn to the screens and learn more about the phenomenal and powerful global student movement called Fridays for Future.
I saw that Greta was only 16 years old. I'm 16 years old too. If she can do it, I can do it. Young people are leading the climate movement because we will be the ones most affected by the climate crisis.
The climate and ecological crisis is the biggest crisis humanity has ever faced.
My name is Greta Thunberg. I am a climate activist from Sweden.
Greta sparked the Fridays for Future movement because she started striking every Friday in front of the Swedish Parliament, and since then she has empowered so many students all around the world to take direct action for their futures.
We will rise to the challenge. We will hold those who are the most responsible for this crisis accountable. This is the biggest climate strike in history. There is no planet B. Don't you rise to so worry. There is no planet B. Don't you rise.
Great. Very excited. Before we welcome and honor the wonderful Fridays for Future who are with us, let us hear a message from its founder, Greta Thunberg. Yeah!
Hi, my name is Greta Thunberg. I'm a climate activist and a part of the Friday for Future movement. And we are incredibly grateful to UNEP for having awarded the Champion of the Earth award. And we are very honored by this and grateful, and I hope this recognition will make us do even more and work even harder to fight for a livable future. And I'm sorry I can't be there with you tonight. I am now on my way to Montreal, and I hope you are all having a great time and see you. And I send my love and support to everyone.
We miss you, Greta, here. Before we welcome and honor these are unusual times, and this is not our usual award presentation. Over the course of this week, we have heard a powerful message from young people from around the world. They remind us that we are simply not doing enough. They are here to give us the reality check that we need. Join me in welcoming to the stage Fridays for Future representatives, Kalnan Benson, João Paulo Amaral, Jen Hinscliffe, Geronimo Zarca, Kiara Odanes, Angela Valenzuela, Mary Credy Graff. Very good.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak on behalf of Fridays for Future. As climate strikers, we are a bit uncomfortable at this award ceremony. Awards are for celebrating achievement, but the achievement we seek has not occurred. The world is in climate crisis, and actions of the United Nations are failing to stop it. The label Champions of the Earth also does not feel appropriate. Earth will survive. It is our lives that are in jeopardy. Our lives, your children's lives, the lives of future generations. Champions of life does not describe us either. We need you to own that title. You have known for decades that burning fossil fuels degrades our planet's ability to sustain life. You have known for decades that climate change would threaten human life. You know that you sacrifice our future every day you fail to take real action. Our world is already experiencing climate crisis. There is no denying the science. There is no denying the evidence. We are experiencing more catastrophic storms, floods, fires, and droughts. People are dying. This is not a new normal. Normal implies some stability. As long as we continue to burn fossil fuels, things will get worse. The tropics will become uninhabitable. Coastal cities and entire island nations will be underwater. Food and water systems will fail. Millions will become climate refugees. Resource limitation will fuel wars. Ultimately, weapons will determine who survives as our ecological systems collapse. Many of us are still lucky. Our lives are relatively secure. You may think you have the luxury to be climate apathetic rather than activist or victim, but we strike to deny you that option. We see climate truth, and our future depends on getting you to act on it. We do not want to sacrifice our education. We don't want to sacrifice our childhoods. You have left us no choice. Our future is already being sacrificed by your inaction. We will not put down our signs and go back to school until you act to stop fossil fuel emissions. Giving up is not an option. We will build from the millions that flooded streets last Friday to tens of millions and hundreds of millions. We will grow into a massive mobilization of climate activists far larger than you can possibly deny. We will grow because our movement is powered by science. It is powered by climate catastrophe. It is powered by desperation and the desire to live. We cannot allow your inaction to doom us to climate devastation. We understand the Champions of the Earth Award is a great honor, but we cannot accept it. Instead, we offer to hold it for you to earn. You at the United Nations hold the power. You at the United Nations hold the power to save humanity from itself. You must act in time to become the real champions of the earth. Then we will all have an achievement worth celebrating far into the future. Every Friday, we invite all people of conscience to climate strike. Tomorrow, the 27th of September, Canada, Italy, India, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Portugal, Switzerland, and 170 more countries will fill the streets like we did on the 20th. We will strike again and again, increasing our numbers until you change the course of humanity. Thank you.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, is how to tell it as it is. And I think we are all truly inspired by those young people who are telling us and holding up a mirror and telling us what we have to do. In this room tonight, there is the same commitment. We heard it from science. We heard it from business. We heard it from across the spectrum. We heard it from a country that has stepped into leadership and we hear it from our children. So let's honor all of that commitment, and let's try to earn back that award that our children will hold in their treasure and give it back to us when they feel we are worthy on it. Allow me to thank the wonderful facilitators that we had this evening, Alec, Dia, and Angelique. Can you give them a round of applause, please? Allow me also to thank the brilliant colleagues that I have in UNEP who've made all of this possible, and the two sponsors that we have heard so generous, we've had this generous support, Weibo and Covestro. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the rest of your evening, and please give a warm round of applause for the Champions of the Earth 2019.
Congratulations. If you can, please remain on stage. Or they're already gone, sorry. We'll bring them back. We want to ask all of our fellow laureates to join us one more time to congratulate the 2019 Champions of the Earth. Could all of our champions come take the stage, please?
Come on.
Let's have all of our Champions of the Earth come to the stage, please, if we can. Somebody. Let's have another round of applause for the 2019 Champions of the Earth. Let's hear it. I think they're here. And now we have the young Champions of the Earth. Let's hear it for the young Champions of the Earth. Thank you, everybody. Have a good evening, and thank you.
but still no turning back. She hid around the corners and she hid under beds. She killed it with kisses and from it she played. With every bubble she sank with a drain and washed it away down